Who do we bring a claim against for being exposed to muggy, sticky, and oppressive humidity? Because I am not looking forward to the weather the rest of this
I don't
week.
blame you. I'll give you the names and addresses and phone numbers of our weather team.
I think that authority is above the Supreme Court.
That's right, that's right.
But I do want to talk to you about something that's very important. I just got back from vacation, and this is something very timely because a lot of people are about to go too. But what happens if you get injured while you are on vacation?
Yeah, so this is something that happens quite often. You see it every summer. It seems like spring break, fall break. But essentially, folks go out on vacation. They do things they don't normally do, whether that be mountain biking, skiing, you name it, and they get hurt, right? So who can they bring a claim against? How do they find a lawyer? And the venue for that particular claim is most likely going to be proper where the injury occurred, okay? So if you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, you get hurt, venue's probably going to be proper in Cincinnati, Ohio. At the end of the day, you may need a lawyer licensed in Ohio if you had to file a lawsuit. But 3 out of 4 claims resolve without having to file a lawsuit. So, starting with a local lawyer is always a good place to start because they can handle that claim for you. And then if it's one of the, 1 out of 4 that needs a lawsuit filed, that lawyer can help you find a local lawyer in Cincinnati, Ohio, or wherever your injury occurred, who's competent to bring a lawsuit on your behalf. So, it can be pretty useful to have a local lawyer who you can work with, who you can go to their office, show up, and have questions answered, that sort of thing.
We have Dwight on the line.
Okay.
William, if you don't mind. Dwight, you there? Go ahead with your question. Dwight?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, my question is, I live in a senior facility, and when I first moved in here, they went and rented the place to me, and they said my fiance could come in, but not on the lease because she owed some money at a recent apartment in Houston. But they put her down as being someone that would give me some extra money to, even out what it would cost for the rent. And now they're reevaluating us. And they said, well, she can't stay here if she's not on the lease. But yet twice, I've been here going on 2 years, and each time it was okay for her to be here when they reevaluated us. And now they're saying, no, she's not on the lease, so that's breaking the rules. So if she doesn't pass the background and everything, the credit and all that, then you're going to have to move because you're breaking the lease. Well, I say, well, then that means you guys made a mistake from the get-go, right? She said, well, I guess they did.
Yes.
So can they evict us?
They could, right? So the lease agreement is going to be the governing document, whether you are just a tenant renting an apartment or whether or not you are potentially a tenant in an assisted living type situation. And so what happens is that, you're going to have to look at that lease agreement. And if there was a mistake made on their end, then that would give you a valid reason to leave the lease. But unfortunately, your remedy there is going to be, if she isn't able to get qualified to get put on the lease, your remedy is going to be to break the lease and then find a living situation or a facility that is going to better be able to, handle your situation. So, there may be some action for you there, but it may be as simple as just allowing you to break the lease and find a new facility.
All right. Well, we do have another caller on the
All
line.
right.
So, caller, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Yes, ma'am. I had a commercial truck wreck. I drive a truck, and this was in April. I was just wondering if there was a statute of limitations because I'm not being done right by my workers' comp.
Sure. So you actually, would potentially have 2 cases there. What we call a third-party case, which would be, the case against the other vehicle driver, assuming that they're at fault for the collision. And then number 2, you do have a workers' compensation claim. So with both of those claims, your statute of limitations is going to, in Alabama, is going to be 2 years from the date the accident occurred. Now, if you're a truck driver, you have to remember the statute of limitations is going to coincide with where that collision occurred, because again, the venue is going to be proper
Right.
where that injury occurred. And so, if it happened in Tennessee, your statute may only be 1 year. If it's Mississippi, you may have a 3-year statute. The statute of limitations is going to vary from state to state. So, you want to double check with a lawyer in the state where it happened, but assuming that happened in Alabama, your statute of limitations for both the workers' compensation claim and the third-party claim against the other truck driver is going to be 2 years.
Good to know.
All right. Well, we want to thank the callers who called in, and you, of course, for
Absolutely.
always coming in and
Glad to
giving
be
us great
here.
information.
And of course, if you didn't get your questions answered today, you can always call us here every Monday for a law call. And you can also call our friends over at Timberlake, League and Brooks and ask your question directly of those fantastic lawyers over there.